All right, everybody, anti-heroes. You love them, I love them, we all love them, and today we're going to take a look at my top 12 favorites of all times. Let's go. All right, today we're looking back at the greatest anti-heroes of all time, or at least my favorite anti-heroes of all time. Now, you know how it is. To be an anti-hero, you have to be a kind of a person who you're rooting for in the motion picture. He's the guy or the girl that you want to see succeed, that you want to see make the job get done, that you want to see out there leading the way. But they might not necessarily be the classic definition of a hero. They bend the rules. They can be a little bit tough. They can be a little bit rough. They can be a little bit gruff. They might not even want to be people that you would necessarily want to hang with or know. But they're the people you're rooting for. They're the people you're pulling for. And they're the ones that you want to see get the job done. Okay, coming in at number 12. Ha 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 ha! Leon from The Professional. Yes, Jean Reno's great performance in that really cool movie where they had this mixture of a cold-hearted, ruthless killer, this heartless assassin machine who, underneath it all, had the personality almost of like a child. He was just goofy and kind of easygoing and laid back and almost childlike innocent. But he was an anti-hero. He was out there taking people out left and right and doing what he does. And then when he comes across that 12-year-old girl whose family just got wiped out, he takes her in and he protects her, kind of trains her, which is kind of bizarre. Memorable character, great performance, well directed. It was just an amazing motion picture, and he's a great anti-hero. This is a recent one. John Wick, another guy, another killer. He's a mob killer, retired, went to live a nice normal life with his wife and his dog and whatever the hell happens. Well, actually the wife and dog came later. Whatever, we don't care. But this is a former assassin, a former killer, a former guy that would go around and just snuff people out working for the mob. But he was retired, gets dragged back in, and from the minute they kill his dog, you know you're rooting for him all the way through that movie to take out as many of the baddies, which used to be his friends, as humanly possible. So, number 11, John Wick. Okay, number 10. This one's going to be a little bit goofy. I wanted to throw this in there because it was a little bit out of the norm about what you might think is being an anti-hero. But in my day, when I was a kid, he was huge, and that is the Bandit from Smokey and the Bandit. Burt Reynolds himself. Come on, he was an anti-hero. He was out there running booze across state lines. He was bootlegging. He was driving the cops crazy. He was having a laugh. All he cared about was style and how good he looked and how cool he acted and having a good time. He was totally into being himself, and he was a dick, but it didn't matter. You rooted for the Bandit, you loved the Bandit, you enjoyed the Bandit, and you watched him outrun cops all day and all night, rooting him on and laughing your ass off. So, one of the great fun anti-heroes of all time, the Bandit from Smokey and the Bandit. Okay, coming in at number 9, Lisbeth Salander. Oh my God, great character. Well acted by whether it was Rooney Mara or Noomi Rapace. Well done, well written, just an incredible character. A character with a dark past who's had unbelievable hardships thrown upon them and other unbelievable abuses done to them, but they rise above it all to get the job done and do what they have to do at the moment when they have to get it done and when they have to do it. Not necessarily a likable character. He's kind of dark, kind of broody, kind of moody, a little bit twisted. Well, definitely twisted. But you root for her, you care for her. By the end of the movie, especially in the Fincher version there, you really love the character and you want to see good things happen for her. Even though she's somebody who's completely antisocial, even though she's somebody who's completely just out there snooping around on people and being like a private detective and digging into people's lives, you still root for her, you still want her to do good. Lisbeth Salander, bam, on the list. Okay, number 8. Clint Eastwood himself, Will Money. Unforgiven. Let's face it, man, the whole time you're watching that motion picture, you're just kind of taken back by how this guy is not what they keep talking about him being. He doesn't seem like this great gunfighting killer, psychopathic, oh, you know how I used to be, you know what I used to be, you know, my wife changed me, you know what I used to be. You don't see any signs of that. You don't see any hints of that. You see just like this broken old pig farmer, and you can't really make any heads or tails. But when that character shifts in the last 10 minutes of that movie, when the real Will Money comes out, you are stunned. You are glued to the TV. Your jaw drops. You're like, holy shit, this is the guy that we've been hearing about. This is the guy that we've been brought into this motion picture just through words, not through deeds, to fear. This is the guy. So, Will Money, Clint Eastwood, Unforgiven, incredible performance, incredible job. One of the great anti-heroes of all time. Okay, number 7. The Road Warrior himself, Max Rokitansky. Come on, he started out as just a normal, average, good guy. He's one of those tragic figures, you know what I mean? He's not even really an anti-hero, I guess, but he is because of what he turns into. He's just a family man. He's got a wife, he's got a kid, but when they take that away from him, when he loses his best friend, when the wife and the kid are destroyed, he turns to a very, very dark version of himself. He's sinister. He almost enjoys torturing bad people. And then as the series progresses, especially in The Road Warrior, you see he's a mercenary. He doesn't care about anybody or anything by that point. He just wants to survive and live and move on. Anti-hero to the max. Max Rokitansky, Mel Gibson, Road Warrior, Mad Max. Bam! What can you say more than that? Oh yeah, number 6. Oh my God, this is one of my favorite motion picture characters of all time. Napoleon Wilson, Assault on Precinct 13. John Carpenter's character, acted out by Darwin Jostin. Amazing, amazing, amazing. Napoleon Wilson was too cool for school. You still don't know what the hell by the end of the movie what this guy ever did. You just knew he killed some people. You don't know if he was right. You don't know if he was wrong. But you know that no matter what happens in this motion picture, this dude is going to be ice cool from beginning to end. The chicks dig him, the dudes respect him, and no matter what happens, he always has this kind of, I know I'm going to make this shit work out vibe. I know I'm going to get through this vibe. And if I don't, it doesn't matter. I know I'm going to take care of business. Napoleon Wilson, he was kind of like the precursor to Snake Plissken to a degree. If you kind of look at those two characters almost as the same guy, just more moved along by the time the other movie hit, which maybe we'll get to in this list. Who knows? I don't know. Foreshadowing? Who cares? Let's keep going. Number 5. It kind of hurts to call him an anti-hero because I see him not in that light, but a lot of people would look at him that way, and that is John Rambo. Sylvester Stallone, First Blood, Rambo this, that, and the other. Listen, man, this guy's a great, great character. He's just a seriously affected Vietnam vet that went through a lot, and here he is, lonely, sad. Everybody he ever knew or cared about is gone. He gets razzed by the cops, and something happens inside of him where he just lashes out. Now, is he a bad guy? No, by any stretch of the imagination, he's not a bad guy. But what kind of throws him into the anti-hero realm is that by the end of his series, as he moves along in motion pictures, you find out this is a character, kind of, that is geared for war. Even if he doesn't want to be part of war, this is what he does. And there's parts where he does it with great menace and great violence and almost like he's just meant for this, so he's just doing it with almost impunity and rage. That's what you see in this character, is a lot of rage. And that's what kind of throws him into the anti-hero mode, is the amount of anger that John Rambo still carries with him at certain performances during the series. So, John Rambo, one of the all-time great characters of all time, and Stallone created a monster with that one. So, there you go. Number 4, he's arrogant. He's a dickhead. He is so cocky that you gotta love him. You got it. Han Solo, Harrison Ford, Star Wars, Empire, Jedi, whatever. And I'm not even gonna count that bullshit that Disney's putting out. That shit's a joke. But you take that character in those first 3 movies, everybody loved Han Solo. Everybody wanted to be Han Solo. He's cool. He's cocky. He's completely 110% sure that he is the greatest thing that's ever walked on planet Earth, or whatever planet he happens to be floating around on, I should say. Han Solo, iconic character, memorable character. Everybody loves Han Solo. If you don't love him, there's something wrong. And by the way, he did not only shoot first, he shot only in cold blood. So, Han Solo, gotta love him. Anti-hero, smuggler, lawbreaker, asshole, Han Solo. Oh God, another tragic figure that really isn't, I don't know, is he an anti-hero, is he not? Well, some of his actions kind of move him into that. And that is Eric Draven, Brandon Lee from The Crow. Listen, man, he's a guy whose wife was, or soon-to-be wife, was raped and murdered. And this guy is murdered himself, actually. And when he's given the chance to come back to life again, he goes on a rampage. And what kind of makes him an anti-hero, I guess, is the fact that he is just thoroughly enjoying himself as he, especially in the books. If you ever read the books, it's even worse than the movie, you know what I mean? He's thoroughly enjoying himself and getting his vengeance upon these guys, which makes him a very dark character. It makes him a very tap dancing through the graveyard, looking for trouble type character. He's out there seeking vengeance in his heart with glee. And that makes him an anti-hero. But the hero that you're rooting for, all the way through The Crow, you're rooting, come on, Eric, get him, get him, get him, get him, the whole 9 yards. But his actions are pretty dark, and they're pretty mysterious, and they're pretty cold, to say the least, even though these guys all deserve the shit, whatever. But just the way it goes, Eric Draven, bam, one of the great characters of all time. J.O. Barr, great writing, sir. Anyway, let's keep going. Oh God, number 2, you knew he was going to be near the top. Another visit from Clint Eastwood, Dirty Harry Callahan. Listen, man, I don't care if it's the original Dirty Harry, the Enforcer, Magnum Force, Sudden Impact. I don't like to talk about the Deadpool, but whatever, it doesn't matter. Dirty Harry Callahan, one of the original, real mainstream anti-heroes. He's angry. He's gruff. He'll torture a guy to get something out of him. He'll roughhouse people left and right. He'll break every law in the book. He doesn't care as long as he gets the job done. And in his mind, he's doing the right thing. Who's to say he's not? Ooh. Anyway, Dirty Harry Callahan, so perfectly performed by Clint Eastwood in a series of motion pictures that are now legendary over the course of time. Dirty Harry Callahan spawned so many imitators and copycats and things like that, but he is the one that can never be duplicated. Anyway, Clint Eastwood, Dirty Harry, anti-hero to the max. You rooted for him. Even when he was doing things outside the law, you rooted for him. Even when he was doing things that were questionable as how, you rooted for him. Dirty Harry, number 2. Okay, people, my number 1 favorite anti-hero of all times. Kurt Russell, Snake Plissken, Escape from New York. Listen, man, I can't tell you how much I love that movie. I can't tell you how much I love that character. Everybody at one point or another wanted to be Snake Plissken. This former war hero, now turned kind of like anti-authority, anti-government. He doesn't give a shit about nothing or no one anywhere. But you don't want to fuck with him because he'll plow you into the ground. He'll beat your ass. He doesn't give a shit. He just marches along, doing what he needs to do at that moment, and then continuing on his journey in life. There's actually a slightly humane element to Snake Plissken, which is kind of weird, because, when he talks to Brain, he says, we were buddies, Harold. And then when he kind of looks out for the girl chock full of nuts for half a second, or when he's trying to help Maggie on the bridge, he has glimpses of humanity and glimpses that make him say, hey, this guy might not be a total asshole. But, at the end of the day, Snake Plissken is taking care of Snake Plissken, and he's moving on. And he doesn't give a shit about society, shit about humanity, shit about anything. He doesn't care. He's away from it all. He's a great character. He's a fun character. He's a badass character. He's a character you probably could never run into in real life because this asshole would have been killed, shot, or put in jail or some kind of shit like that. But in a comic book world, which is where he lived, that character is awesome and incredible. All right, everybody. That's my 12 favorite anti-heroes of all time. If you have any comments, leave them below. Maybe we can have a discussion about it. Who knows? Let me know what you think. Let me know who you like. Let me know who's on your list. It's been fun, as always. Everybody take care of each other. Look out for one another. Be good. Catch you later. Take it easy.